We make predominantly kitchen cabinets, wardrobes, vanity basins, all those sort of things. Predominantly sold in the Wimmera area, but we cover most of Western Victoria. We stayed in Murtoa because the lifestyle, I suppose, that would be one of the main reasons that the manufacturing facility of our business is still here. The other is our staff. They're very loyal, dedicated. Employing local people creates a better work environment. They're a lot more stable. Their output is a lot better than our city counterparts, and we know that from benchmarking. And also where we live, it's 2-3 minutes walk to work, 5 minutes walk, 10 minutes walk to the pub and to all the shops. We have a showroom in Horsham, a full retail setup. It's one of the best in country Victoria. It's only 20 minutes away from where we are, the manufacturing facility. We don't have any problem with email, internet, mobile phones. There is no problem with communication, and we find it's actually better to have our sales side of it separate to the manufacturing, purely for noise, dust, all those sort of things, and we find it's absolutely great.
Since the early 80s, many farmers in this region have been growing pulses. I think initially it was field peas in the early 80s, followed by chickpeas in the late 80s, lentils in the early 90s. Faba beans came in there as well. We've seen oilseeds become a part of the rotations, and specialty crops like fenugreek, one of the main ingredients of curry. So in a very short time, we've moved from not a monoculture, but certainly fairly basic farming system into a much more complex farming system and a much greater diversity of crops. 15 years ago, where we felt we were takers in terms of knowledge and in terms of price, didn't really understand a lot about what happened to the product that we grew once it left the farm. We're now much more involved in that process. We're very involved in the product along the supply chain. We have a far more clear understanding of customer, of consumer, of food, of what they need, and we can respond to that in terms of what we grow. Sometimes it's been change forced by volatility in climate and volatility in commodity prices. But I've got no doubt it's change that's going to really set this region up into the future.
Wimpack is a cleaning and packing plant which has been going for the last 7 years. Mostly pack lentils, chickpeas for export overseas, and basically it involves the farmers' deliveries which come into Wimpack, and from there it's cleaned, packed into containers and exported to different countries around the world. All the people we actually employ are all local people, we source a fair few of them actually just from Minya, but we've actually sourced them from Murtoa and surrounding areas. We've found that this is a niche market where we've been able to expand and employ larger numbers of people, which keeps them in the area.
Agriculture is information rich these days and really overloaded with information. Much of that information has a commercial focus and needs to be taken in context. Much of the information is still at the research stage and needs to be dug out. So to really make a good return in agriculture, having the best information and access to the best information is really important.